Good morning, Arsenal fans. Neomis here, giving you another video on this Thursday. Uh, 2 days before our game against Newcastle United, I thought now was the time to put out that video for my preview and prediction. I hope you all are having a great week. The weekend is about to get even better because unlike last weekend, which I called 4-1, and I know on other platforms I called 3-1, but it ended up being very close to what I predicted in that Liverpool game. And I do think that my prediction here for this game against Newcastle will be close or thereabouts on what I think Arsenal will be able to do. And I'm going with a 2-1 Arsenal win for this game. And here's why. Here's why. So I thought, let me take a first look at Newcastle and the type of team that I think that they will potentially play. So we all know that Eddie Howe has taken over Newcastle United over the past couple of weeks. I think this will be his second game in charge of Newcastle United. He has made lots of changes. The game against Brentford, they drew 3-3 and they played a 3-4-3 formation with Fabian Shaw, Lascelles, and Kieran Clark as the three centre backs. And then the wing backs were Jacob Murphy and Matt Ritchie on either side, with Joe Willock and John Joe Shelby in that midfield. They had Joe Linton on the right, Callum Wilson down the middle, and Alan Saint Maximan on the left. Now, I do have to say, looking at their formation, this probably suits them a little bit more and allows them to potentially get more goals. However, they are very, very open from the back. Their defenders, for me, defensively, are not that great. And when you look at the likes of Fabian Shaw and Kieran Clark playing as the left-sided centre back and the right-sided centre back, respectively, I mean, all it takes is a tricky winger to be able to cause problems. Maybe a winger like Pepe, to be able to cause problems uh, on that Newcastle left side or right to be really fair. I think both of those defenders are pretty stiff and would struggle to deal with a tricky type of winger, especially one who has a bit of pace about him. So I definitely think that this game is set up for an Arsenal win, as you hear from my 2-1 prediction. I think that they're going to continue with the same formation, and if not all, most of the players that played in this game. I think for them, the key thing is all about consistency and trying to get something going for them. I mean, they are desperate, but their squad and their team just isn't good enough for the Premier League, and they are relegation candidates unless they go and buy big in January. But we're gonna get them before January. It means that they are. This will be another game where they struggle against us, and I expect them to in order to be able to do so. Now, and goal they got Carl Darlow, which he is shocking. I mean, if you don't like Leno, I mean he's way worse than Leno. Carl Darlow. I mean almost Vitor Manone type of levels. I don't think Carl Darlow for me is that good. And I definitely think that he can be exposed as well. Their midfield lacks the balance, and as much as I like Joe Willock, if you're going to play him and John Joe Shelby in the midfield, you need a workhorse type player because Shelby can't really get around the pitch. He's more in that kind of Xhaka type mold, uh, central midfield that creates that passes balls from deep, and he's going to need legs around him to be able to deal with his weaknesses. But even though Joe Willock has legs, not to the level to be able to counteract John Joe Shelby, and that's the biggest issue with their midfield, which is something that we also can get at as well. Then up front, for me, even though Joe Linton scored in the other game against Brentford, I I don't really trust him to kind of score goals against the Arsenal, so I don't think we're going to get a goal from there. Callum Wilson and Sir Maximan can be problems. Wilson didn't score in the last game, but I do rate him as a striker. I think he's pretty solid, and Sir Maximan, I think he is. I'd take him at Arsenal if he cost a lot less than what Newcastle would probably sell him to us for. I think he's got the dribbling ability and the creativity to cause us lots of problems. He's someone that we must not let anywhere near inside the box, because if we do, he's going to cause us nothing but problems. We have to keep him outside the box, let him dribble all day long outside the box. We've got to have two, three guys kind of keeping him contained with that contained defending. And if we do that, we can deal with him. Um, and I think that with the right changes, and I think that there will be changes for Arsenal, that I think that we could definitely do something in this game to whereby we can get that 2-1 victory. And the reason why I'm going with a 2-1 victory, why such a low score line, even though I do think that um, Newcastle aren't great, I think the problem is that Arsenal struggle to score goals. I mean, I've heard all the stats about Arsenal create some of the most chances, but they don't put these chances away, and I do question what these chances even look like. But I do think that they will get a considerable amount of chances, and I do think that they will put some of these chances away. Now, I'm gonna go with obviously the man of the match in the last couple of games. I'm gonna go with Ramsdale in goal. I'm going to keep the back line the same, except for left back, whereby I'm going to bring in Tierney. I think that just because of the mistake alone, even though I didn't think that Tavares had a bad game, I think this is a game set up to kind of give the excuse to bring Kieran Tierney in back into to the lineup. He's had enough rest. I know he's even played international football, so it isn't like he's been completely sitting on the bench. He'll come back and he'll be able to hopefully give us a solid game. If he doesn't, great, because we still got Tavares on the bench who could come in and also do a job there as well. Midfield for me is going to be the biggest change of them all. Is what I expect. And I expect to see Maitland Niles, and I expect to see Sambi Lakonga also with that in that starting lineup as well. I think Thomas Partey, as good of as a player as he is, just didn't quite look at 100%. And I think that maybe on the bench he might be on to maybe come on as a substitute 20, 30 minutes here and there as the game goes on, but definitely not to start, in my opinion, overall. Then I think that Aubameyang clearly will be up top. Uh, I think that it would be Smith Rowe on the left, and I think that Pepe will start, not because of logic, but because I think this game is perfectly set up for Pepe to cause damage and deal with lots of problems on that Newcastle defense. So that's the way how I personally see that going. Um, I am personally going to stick with Lacazette and Aubameyang together. I know that there are talks for maybe to drop Lacazette and maybe to bring on Odegaard. But for me, every time I've seen Odegaard on the pitch, apart from one game this season, I mean, he hasn't really done anything. And he's supposed to be a creator. He's supposed to be this magician, this magical player. I really don't see it. Like, I really don't. The guy disappears in games, disappears. Like, it's almost like he's not even there. So for me personally, I would stick with Lacazette, and that's the reason why I would go for 2-1. I think that you're probably going to get a goal. I think you're going to get a goal from Pepe, and I think you'll get one from Aubameyang. And I could strangely see a Callum Wilson also score in this game with some Maximan assist as well. So yep, that's my thoughts on how the Arsenal preview will go. Do leave your comments below, and let's kind of get a discussion going about this. What do you think the game against Newcastle will be? This is what I believe how it should go with the changes that I think Arteta should go with. But I wouldn't be completely surprised if he changed nothing out the game. Um, yeah, because it was Liverpool, which I could kind of understand, but I kind of not. So yeah, I'll take him from there. But thanks a lot for watching the video. Please do remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next video, which will be right after the game on Saturday. Until then, see you all on my next video.